it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
I sold my soul to have a life that I wanted, that I never had.
Yeah, a material life.
The topic of selling one's soul to the devil has fascinated people for many years. The idea that someone can sign their soul away for a life of fame and fortune is something that is obviously very controversial. Many people believe this to be true, and that some celebrities who have achieved great success in the film and music industry have done this, while to others this seems like a completely ridiculous thing to believe. But what if it really was possible? Will that change our views on the world around us or the society we live in? There are many celebrities who have alluded to or have even come out and directly admitted to selling their soul, or making some sort of mysterious agreement with something to get where they are today. Though the term selling your soul is often used as a metaphor for putting everything into your work and having little time for anything else, there have been some very odd stories or interviews with people who don't seem to be referring to that when the topic is touched upon. Here are a few strange instances of musicians that either dabble in the occult or may have even made some sort of pact with the devil. I thought I'd start with this one because it is a very popular clip that has been viewed millions of times. Bob Dylan is an American singer-songwriter who has achieved massive success in the world of music. Born in 1941, he formed several bands throughout high school, but didn't release his first studio album until 1962. By 1963, at 22 years old, Bob Dylan gained a large following and popularity with his second studio release titled The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. Since then, he has been regarded as one of the greatest songwriters of all time, as well as a major figure in pop culture for the past 60 years. But in 2004, Dylan sat down for an interview on 60 Minutes with Ed Bradley and made some bizarre claims. He talks about how he was able to write his songs with a kind of penetrating magic, and that he doesn't know how to access it anymore like he used to. Bradley then asks him about a rumor that he wrote Blowin' in the Wind in 10 minutes, to which Dylan vaguely answers probably, and that it just came right out of that wellspring of creativity, not really sure where it came from. The weirdest part of the interview comes when he begins to talk about how he has to keep up his end of the bargain that he made long ago with something that he refers to as the chief of this world and the world we can't see. The strangeness in the words spoken and the way he talks about this bargain is very off-putting.
At music that you've written and look back at it and say, whoa, that surprised me.
I used to. I don't do that anymore. I don't know how I got to write those songs.
What do you mean you don't know how?
Well, those early songs were like almost magically written. Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even. Try to sit down and write something like that. There's a magic to that, and it's not Siegfried and Roy kind of magic. You know, it's a different kind of a penetrating magic. And I did it at one time.
You don't think you can do it today? Does that disappoint you?
Well, you can't do something forever, and I did it once, and I can do other things now, but I can't do that.
It's lasted a long time for you. I mean, you're still out here doing these songs, you know, you're still on tour.
I do, but I don't take it for granted.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. You know, I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with you know, with the chief commander.
Well, On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
So did Bob Dylan make an agreement with some sort of dark entity to attain his many successes in music? Or is this just an odd choice of words that don't actually mean what they seem? Decide for yourself. In 2004, a band was formed that swept the metalcore and pop-punk scene at the time. Escape the Fate was created by guitarist Monty Money as well as vocalist Ronnie Radke and bassist Max Green. The band gained major popularity after their first full-length album was released in 2006, titled Dying Is Your Latest Fashion. All was going well for them until Ronnie was arrested in 2008. He was then replaced by Craig Mabbitt as the lead vocalist of the band. Before forming Escape the Fate, Ronnie and Max became best friends in high school while in Las Vegas, Nevada. During an interview after Ronnie was released from prison, they reminisced on a strange occurrence that took place when they were younger, when Ronnie decided to sell his soul to the devil. While at Max's mom's apartment, Ronnie wrote up a contract that he signed in blood. After it was done, they both witnessed something very unusual. Take a look.
Yeah.
I sold my soul to the devil in your apartment.
And I was like, okay, what's up, dude?
Why don't you tell him about that story? No one believes me. No one believes me what happened.
It happened. So we wanted to be famous. Right?
I'm 17 years old. Want to be famous all the time. You tell the other half, but want to be famous. I made a draft of what was soon to be the contract for my soul to be sold to the satanic man, Lucifer.
He rewrote it like a bunch of times. Like, make sure, like...
Rewrote it, blah, blah, blah. And the day came where I cut my finger and signed it in blood.
Signed it in blood,
What happened?
right?
What happened, though?
We're sitting in my mom's...
Before you go on, does Russell Radke know the story?
No, but he knows, but he does, actually. He does. I'll tell you that.
I
So...
was going to stop you from telling you.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Your dad, Riders for Christ. You know?
No, he knows. He told me that once you ask God into your life, that it's no longer your soul, and made me feel a lot better because some weird shit was happening.
So...
Continue.
Yeah, so as he's in his... We're in my mom's apartment. And...
Signed it in blood.
I kid you not, dude. I kid you not, man. All of a sudden, the windows, everything, the shades start moving, whatever else. Red light starts shining in. The front door blows open. It's like whirlwind, like
Vegas
surrounds our apartment. And then like, door blows open, windows. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like,
Literally.
And all of a sudden, and it's done.
Yeah, it's done. But the thing
then-
about that is that I can tell you, Vegas has a lot of big dust devils.
Yeah.
But this one was
No pun intended.
this one was
Right.
really
That was
big.
the dust devil.
But it
Exactly,
made like red
no.
light shine in through the
The
windows.
red light is explained through the street light getting covered in dirt, and it turns red, or whatever, orange is red. But it was awfully strange.
Coincidental.
I don't know.
Let me just say, I'm the first to believe it because I believe in demonic that exists, and then you invite that, it comes and finds you. But, and I have to say this just for the people watching at home, how high were you guys when that happened?
No, we weren't high those
So
days.
everyone's gonna think.
No, we weren't. These were high school days.
Yeah.
We weren't getting high. There was no highness going on, at all.
Ronnie obviously attained his goal of becoming a famous musician with Escape the Fate. And even though he was arrested, he came back even more successful with his new band Falling in Reverse. Their recent song titled Popular Monster rose to the top of the rock charts and stayed there for many weeks, as well as having over 100 million streams on Spotify. He has a beautiful home and many expensive cars, while Max has none of these things. It's just interesting that he's the one that signed the contract out of the two of them, and that he's the one with the massive success. It's definitely most likely hard work and dedication to his craft that paid off, but it's interesting nonetheless. What do you think? Azealia Banks is an American rapper, singer, and actress. Raised in the Harlem neighborhood of New York City, she began releasing music through MySpace in 2008 before being signed to XL Recordings at age 18. In 2011, her debut single 212 went viral and entered several international charts. In 2016, she posted a series of videos to Instagram showing a blood-stained room where she allegedly practices brujeria, which is Spanish for witchcraft. She claims the room to have been used for many animal sacrifices over the course of 3 years. She then pans the camera around a closet in the apartment. It looks to be covered with hardened stains of blood, as well as a mix of feathers and a black substance covered the room's wooden floors. Before cleaning the floors with a sander, she utters the statement, "Real witches do real things." It's definitely a very unsettling sight to see.
The amount of that's about to come off my floor right now, guys. Oh my God. 3 years worth of brujeria. Yes, you know I gotta scrape all this up. I got my sandblaster, my goggles. It's about to go down. Real witches do real things.
So is this all some elaborate joke by Banks? Or is this really some sort of creepy and disturbing pastime of hers? What is she gaining in return for all the sacrifices she's giving to the darkness? Maybe it's a sacred tradition or practice in her culture. Or maybe it's gotten her the success and fame that she's gained in the music industry. What do you think it is? Watain is a black metal band that was formed in Sweden in 1998, taking musical influence from other black metal bands such as Bathory and Mayhem. The band has grown in popularity due to their openly theistic Satanist views and outrageous live shows. Theistic Satanism is a term for religious groups that consider Satan to be an objectively existing deity or supernatural being worthy of worship, who also has the ability to be communicated with. Watain's live shows include pyrotechnics, candles, satanic rituals, animal carcasses, and lots of blood. They are known for dumping gallons of animal blood onto the audience. This has set them apart from many other bands, as well as putting them in the center of many controversies. At the helm of Watain is frontman Eric Danielson. He is usually pretty private when asked specific questions relating to his religious practices. He claims that he and the rest of the band have very strong religious connections to Satanism, and that they don't intend to elaborate on it fully to a wide audience. The most they can offer to their fans is the experience of taking part in witnessing their live shows, to allegedly show the servantry in which they work. As they are pretty private when it comes to talking about their personal practices, here are a few clips of their live performances that are allegedly devoted to their religious beliefs. So is this all some sort of act to gain popularity in the world of black metal? I'm not so sure. The fact that they're so private about their personal beliefs lends more so to all this being very real and sacred to them. Either way, this is a very interesting look at a very unusual band.